Hey guys, so many of you requested a recipe for how to cook a low carb to zero carb pizza. Which you could just consume guilt-free, make on the weekends, as a snack. It's just protein-packed, good fats packed, and very low sugar, which is kind of like a big alternative to, the typical pizzas out there in the market, because it's kind of like, I put it in the same box as pasta, where if you don't really plan to do any glycolytic activities, like run sprints, run up the mountains back and forth, you shouldn't really consume it, and purely from longevity and insulin resistance perspective. So what you will need is just a few ingredients. So for a base, to make 3 small pizzas, we would need around 6 eggs. Then you would need 6 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese or lactose-free cheese, whatever cheese you have, as long as it's one of the melting solid types. You can just grate it and use that for a base. Next, we will need a psyllium husk. It's all natural, it's usually organic as well. It's made out of a plant called sand plantain and from its seeds. And what it is in, technical terms, it's kind of like a tree bark. It's pure fiber. And as you know, we don't really need much of it, so that's the best bit. And next, we'll need something like very small, like a pinch of salt, any other spices or herb blends, whatever you feel like it should go on a base. And that's it. That's only 4 ingredients we need for a base, and the base is basically all eggs, a little bit of psyllium husk, and surprisingly, it comes out pretty damn well. So the process is pretty damn simple. All you need to do is start off with cracking the eggs and mixing them up. And we're targeting whole eggs, so you don't need to separate anything, and just mixing it up with a fork will do the trick. Then you would want to mix up the dry ingredients in a bowl and try to mix it up pretty well so that there are no lumps or psyllium husk wouldn't stick to, let's say, cheese too much, so it's all mixed up. And then combine the eggs and the dry ingredients together. Now next we will have to preheat a pan and add some grass-fed butter or coconut oil or anything else. Try to steer away from olive oil because it tends to oxidize real well in heat and it becomes inflammatory, so that's not ideal. But also keep in mind that here the timing is crucial, because the longer you keep psyllium husk in the water, or let's say egg base, the thicker it gets. It acts like a gelatin almost, and that's what makes it stick basically, and makes that consistency like gluten in wheat, in flour, basically in the usual pizza bases. So now you would want to maybe preheat the pan even before you blend it. That's what I usually do. And next step is just that, on low heat. Try to pour it in and spread it evenly. It takes just a few minutes to actually make one side crispy, then you flip it up and make another side crispy. So now as you're done cooking it, I would put it somewhere on the side so that it can cool off, and that also allow it to become a bit more firmer. If you added the right amount of psyllium husk, it should be already like a thick pancake, like really close to what pizza base would look like anyways. And if you would actually eat it, you wouldn't feel much difference, because consistency and taste is really similar to that of, like, let's say, wheat-based pizza base. And if you leave it for, let's say, 15 minutes, that should be more than enough for it to cool down and become more firm. I would just prepare all the toppings, slice it, dice it, whatever you need, whatever you want to, and preheat the oven meanwhile. And once you're ready, combine the ingredients, put it in the oven, and let it cook until the consistency you want. I like my cheese to be a bit on the overcooked side, so let it melt, and I like to make it sit a little bit. But once that's done, just take it out and enjoy, and be happy, stay slim. And if you like this video, share it with your friends, because it's quite a simple recipe which anyone can do, and it's quite effective to actually maintain a fit body and perform well without no sugar overdose. Did you like this video? If so, give a like, subscribe, or share with your friends. Show some love.